First thing, to start this vehicle, you'd have to bring a huge battery on a cart, okay, with cables, even if you're in a yard. But let's say, like with AA, you have a client and they're in Italy, okay, and it's midday and it's mosque, and everybody's at the mosque. It's Friday, right? Traffic is, but you got a client there with a vehicle. How long does it take to service it? The answer is forever, because no matter what you do, you can't, if you bring, particularly if they have a larger vehicle, you have to get through the crowd, position your vehicle, get the jump cables out, put them on, let it warm up, let it build up, and then hope it starts. And then when it does start, it's like there's time. Then you have to disassemble it and get back to the yard. Now, with our system, you give this little power pack in this case. You don't have to use one of your tow trucks. So, because if you send a tow truck, they'll get there, but one, it'll never start that quick, and two, it'll take forever to get there and get back. So now, what you do if you're Easy Coach or AA or any other clients we have, that's why they love this system, because it's flexible. It gives them real power, and it gives them portability. So you can give it to a biker, they can get there in 20 minutes and back. Okay, so as a business, if you got to have 2 men with a vehicle, with cables, go out and spend a half a day jump starting a vehicle versus a half an hour, how much money have you saved? Okay, so now and if you're a business that's starting multiple vehicles a day, like a company like AA may have, they have a client base, and maybe 50% of their calls in a day is jump starts. Well, if those clients either have such a product, or those clients can be served by the border, your profits do this. Your liabilities do that. So now there's another shop. Now, again, it's not that huge, but this will start 40 12-volt vehicles, okay, for a company like yours. Or it'll start 30 24 volts, okay? So let's just do a quick demonstration. So now, also, it has charging capacity for 5-volt outputs for phones, etc. It also has a very strong light, which I'll show you. So now, you're going to, okay, so here's your light. So if you're stuck on the highway, one of the first things I tell people is, if you're stuck on the highway, preserve your life first. So you need serious light, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. Okay, so now, this unit will do 12 or 24 volts, as I mentioned. Is someone in the position, Paul? Or someone in the position? Okay. So now, again, this battery is disconnected. We're going directly on the cables. Okay. So we will, okay, you can now start it. Turn it. Okay. So now you can all go home and say you've seen the miracle. Now all of these have protection so that you can't overcharge them, you can't overheat them, by, like, cause let's say a vehicle doesn't start right away. Some people, what they'll do is turn the key and keep turning it, grinding it. This will protect itself and protect you, because it has what's called a smart cable. This is, you can see the small size. It's lightweight, it's small, it fits in a little purse, along with charging cables, along with this and this. Now this will power your laptop. these will power various devices. You basically plug in like so. It'll power your laptop for 2 hours or more. It can also power lighting, an LED light, that for 2 to 3 hours. Okay. It is recharged. Oh, these units hold a charge for 6 months. Like, let's say you're not a company that uses it all the time. Well, 6 months later, you can come in and jumpstart whatever, because it'll hold. Okay. So you know how some devices you buy, and when you need them, they're dead? That makes me crazy. So, and you have to always recharge them. I'll give you an example of a device right in my pocket. Watch this. This is Wi-Fi. It only works when it's got power. And somehow it never has power when I need it. Whereas, seriously, I mean, it makes me crazy. Whereas these units will hold power for 6 months. And you don't have to like nurse them, you know. Also, they're set to be recharged 1,000 times. Okay, so they basically have a useful life of like 10 years. Okay, whereas, and let's say this unit, for example, a small unit costs retail $10,000. Now, if you buy a phone, you might pay easily $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. But the phone may last you 4 years at best. Okay, whereas this can last 10 years. Okay, so once in a while people will say, well, what about the price? And I just, this is something you get value out of every day. And then in terms of lighting, this has a lighting, well, we're outside, so you may not see it. But anyway, it has a series of lights, powerful. So like the police administration, they also have our systems, both systems, JetPass and PowerPack. And they went crazy about the lighting, because if you're in security or an officer, there's two things you need. Tools that give you light and presence, and also communications. So this will power their phones, also their walkie-talkies, etc. So we've found that these units, you want to take that pass it around. So they come in these little cases, etc. So we sell, obviously, wholesale in large volume to companies and organizations. Percentage discount, that's basically. So these, again, when you think of them as a utility tool, not as something you put in your trunk, because you want to get value out of your product. You know what I mean? And that gives you real value. It's like having a cell phone but no Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? You got a phone, but you got half of what a phone can do. Somebody inside? You got somebody inside? Okay, we're at Toyota Hino, working with their mechanic to start one of the big vehicles. It is done. 3 seconds, in and out. So how you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
It works?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. What kind of vehicle do we have here?
I'm on a Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
1930.
And what size engine?
310 horsepower.
310? Okay. Okay, and the batteries, how large are the batteries?
Data is 24 volts, 12 volts capacity.
Okay, so amperage wise, how much amperage you think they may be?
1,000.
How much?
1,000.
Wow! 1,000 amps each?
Yes, each.
Wow. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. That's a lot of power.
Sure.
Hey. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to connect our system up. Daniel, why don't you put those down? And we're going to connect our system up to see if we can start a vehicle that requires 1,000 amps. Okay. Let me think. Okay. Now, and look at the size of the wires. My God, this is like a building wire for a house. Okay. So now.
61%. 61? 24.
12, 24? Okay, you want to try it? If it starts this, I'll be surprised. Go on. Hit it. Woo! Now, I want to know. Okay, now come on now. Somebody tell me something. Hello. What are we doing here?
This is
Is this amazing or what?
What percentage?
just
of
2%.
2%.
It only used 2%.
Just 2%.
It was 61.
It was 61.
Now, is this? I need to hear from you.
One more.
You, hey,
One more time.
you a man? No, we did it. It's finished. You man? Hey, this is a man with a fleet. You tell me. Is this useful to you?
Very much.
Is it?
We love
Could,
it.
can you believe this?
I didn't expect this.
Me either. I couldn't even. I've seen this thing do all start an aircraft engine, but the size of this batteries are enormous.
So that means when it's full, it's 100%.
Hmm.
And when it's done, you have to charge it, huh? Right?
Okay, you recharge it, but you can jumpstart 40 12-volt vehicles.
40 12-volt vehicle.
Yeah, like the other day you were here trying to go from vehicle to vehicle
Yes.
with a car in your truck and taking the time and then you have to, and it don't jumpstart right away. You know that. You have to connect up the cables. We have to
Someone
warm it
has to
up.
move there.
Someone has to move there. You have to.
You have to hold it.
After you hold it, then you have to let power go into the battery.
Sure.
Now this is what? Instant.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So now is this believable? Does anyone need any more proof? Any more skeptics? Any more skeptics? Anyone else need any more proof? This-
Just actually just enter about the cost because I've seen it work. Yeah.
That's fine. Now hold on a second. We're gonna try Daniel.
That's what.
Hey, what's going on here? What's going on here? Come on, I see a lot of smiling faces. Did that mean something worked?
Only taken 1%.
1%? See, it's getting better and better. Wow. Now, what kind of vehicle is this?
Yeah, it's like the other one.
Like, oh, with the big batteries.
1,000.
Same battery.
1,000 amps each. Ah. You can power, with 1,000 amps, you can power one of these big buildings. You know? That's a lot of power. Hey. So how long did it take? How long did it take?
6 seconds.
Huh?
6 seconds.
6 seconds. Woo! Okay. So first thing is, it's not just a jump starter too. You see the lights? Okay. This will power. Okay. So this, see this here? These are the battery cells. It's full. But we've already started 6 cars with it. And it's still full. That's why I said I know we can do another 10, 15. Okay, can I get I don't want lunch money. I just want tea for break.
You just do it and there's no problem.
You should. Okay, hit it. Turn it. Jump it. Can I get a little lunch money here? How about this for tea and bread?
We are going for the Nissan now.
Lights. So you have lights here, okay? So this can be seated on, seated like this so people can see you on the highway. This could be underneath the vehicle, you're working on the vehicle, so it gives you a lot of options, okay? And then there's other lights. So you can have that light. There's a main power light. Then there's like 3 other light systems that can be controlled through here. Oops, watch, there's one of them. Okay, you can see, all right, this is daytime. Now, so then you can have that, you can have this, you can have that with the flashing lights. Okay, you can have the red with the flashing. So you got all kinds of lighting options. Now the fun part is, right.
Now let me turn. Now let me turn it off. Then they can see it's nothing but a power.